How has The Summer I Turned Pretty just changed your life? It is iconic shows of this generation. So how has that just changed your life?
Oh goodness. I mean,
The Young Entertainment Podcast. The Young
Cool.
Entertainment
Amazing. Well, welcome to the Young Entertainment Podcast. We are your BFFs in Young Entertainment. I am Daniella, and this is my co host, Mordecai, the founder and producer of Young Entertainment. And we are so excited to sit down with you today, girl. You are just a superstar. We have Logan Kelly here with us. From The Summer I Turned Pretty. She plays Katie. She started off in season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, and she's going to be in season 3. So that's so exciting. Okay, so we are going to do our little icebreaker in our intro and all the things, but I just have to ask, because I feel like this is the most obvious question, how has The Summer I Turned Pretty just changed your life? I mean, it is one of the most it is iconic shows of this generation. So how has that just changed your life? And that's so exciting.
oh goodness. I mean, I'm not a big role by any means, but even just being a small part in such a revolutionary story. I mean, I'm a big reader. I was an English major in college, so I read these books growing up, and it was just it's such a weird full circle moment. So it's just so cool to meet people that I mean, I feel like everyone knows the show. It's been a good conversation starter for sure in any type of audition space, or just meeting other people in the industry. I mean, it's been pretty amazing. I've always been a fan of Jenny Han, so it was just kind of a dream come true, to even just be a part of it. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Kind of a silly question for you, but it just came to mind. So, when you're out and about, say, I don't know, you're at the grocery store or just, I don't know, you're just out and you kind of meet somebody and they ask you what you do for a living. What do you say?
Oh goodness. Well, I mean, I always say that that's a loaded question because I'm like, well, I have 5 jobs and I'm just trying to make it by. But I do say I'm an artist, like I'm an actor. It's what I was born to do. I know it. And there's nothing else I could do on this earth. But I do wait tables and I do babysit and I do all the retail jobs known to man. But yeah, I say I'm an actor and then they're like, oh, is there anything that I would know you from? And I'm like, well, I'm a small role in this show. And they're like, oh my God, Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's kind of where I was going with it. Like, people ask like what you do, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in the summer I turn pretty. Like, no big deal. Just like one of them, those the biggest shows of all time. Which I know that you're super humble and sweet, and so that's probably not exactly what you say, but total flex, girl. I mean, you're absolutely killing it to be in a show like this, especially now because this is the final season. So there's like
yeah.
no more auditions, no more opportunities to be a part of this iconic cast, and so the fact that you're a part of it, I mean, that's like legendary, part of your legacy. I just think it's so cool. So,
Thank
okay,
you.
yeah, of course. So, we need to just back it up though for a second because I just jumped in. Let's just do a really quick icebreaker and talk about highlight of our day. Mordecai, do you want to start with the highlight of your day?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always talking about shows. So for me, I'm catching up on The Last of Us, and
Oh,
I'm kind of with Caitlin Dever, and she's in it this season. And what I find so fascinating is that she what's it called? She had an accent in her last show, I think an Australian accent on Netflix, and then coming into this show, I'm like, wait, where's the accent? It was just so funny. So that was the highlight for me for today.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good show. I haven't watched the season though, so I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. That was such a good highlight. Logan, what about you? Highlight?
oh, well, I'm in the city right now for an audition. I flew up from North Carolina, so I actually don't live
Ooh.
here. I'm literally this is my not my roommate's, my friend's roommate's room. So this is, the background you get. But I had a call back for a regional theater company's production of Frozen. So that was really fun. The dance call was not fun, but I did it. So that's all that matters. It was a fun EPA call. So yeah, it
Oh my
was
God,
really
that's so
fun.
exciting.
Yeah.
I love it. That is so get it, girl. Good luck. You're gonna have to let us know like how it goes. It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
Thanks, I'm trying, gotta keep busy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you know that song. Broadway baby. Do you know that song? Working off my tired feet. That's kind of what I came to me when you're saying, like, I waitress and I do all this stuff, which, by the way, you're not alone in your hustle. I feel like most of us creatives, like, we're on the hustle, we're on the grind because, you know, this is what we were born to do. So we're going for it. I love that. I had well, I haven't done it yet. I got a voiceover audition today. So tonight I need to actually record it and submit it. So I feel like that'll be a really nice highlight of the day once, you know,
Oh my God, break
once I get
legs.
to it.
So
Thank
exciting.
you. Yes. Okay, amazing. So, funny question for you. Have you ever heard the term 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
I've like heard it, but I don't exactly know.
That's okay. That's okay. We got you. We're gonna break it down. Okay, so basically it's this concept that we're only ever like 6 degrees away from like a social perspective. So for example, like my brother might have gone to college with someone who is cousins with someone who worked with you on a set last year, and that's how I'm connected to you, like that sort of thing.
Yep, totally.
So yeah. So basically what we like to do is instead of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of Zac Efron. So we like to ask our guests, what is your 6 degrees of Zac Efron? How are you connected to him? Now, fun part is Mordecai has already done his homework on the back end. So he actually knows a way for you to get 6 degrees to Zac Efron. But we want to know, do you have any ideas of how you're just six
Oh
degrees
my
away?
God. Someone tell Zach, by the way, he needs to know this. Just, oh my God. It probably has to do. I'm like thinking about what Gavin was in. Gavin was in Noah, which was with Russell Crowe and also Emma Watson. And I'm like, okay, how does that connect? But then Lola is in Forbidden Fruits. It was also on Broadway. So I'm like, which way do we go with this?
Ooh, like you're getting hotter with the Lola on Broadway.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay, like maybe. I'm trying to think
You got that.
if anyone relates to like A24, and then it can go into um Iron Claw. Oh my gosh, this was hard. Oh my god. I'm like trying to think of her castmates. If she had Jordan Fisher.
Yes. Yes.
Is that
You're getting
right?
warmer.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Disney. He was in Disney. He was in oh my gosh, he was in Teen Beach Movie. Uh oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh. That's another one. Wait, but okay. You're so Mordecai had written down Jordan Fisher was connected to all the boys. P.S. I
Yes.
still do. Yes. Mordecai,
Yeah.
I'll let you take it away. I don't want to. You're the
Okay.
one that worked hard on this. I don't want to steal your
No,
thunder.
no. So we got to from there we got to Noah Centineo, and then from there we got to Black Adam with
Ooh.
Dwayne Johnson, who was in Baywatch with Zac Efron.
Oh
That's
my
how
god.
I did. I'm sure there's some other ways,
Yeah.
but that was
Ah.
kind of like where I went with it.
Oh my gosh. Well, that makes me feel great.
Isn't that crazy? Like, there's multiple ways that you're connected to Zac Efron. Like, once you start really thinking about it, you're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Now I need to find a way.
It's
I'm
kind
like
of wild.
connected to Florence Pugh or something. I'm like, or like Viola Davis. I'm like, how am I connected to them?
Right? I
Yeah.
know. It's so crazy. Okay, so that was so fun. Okay, so we need to know, what was the audition process like for the Summer I Turned Pretty? And did you know that's what the audition was for when you got the sides?
Yeah. So I kind of have a very unique audition experience with this show in particular. It's kind of a weird like universe aligning moment. So it was the summer of 2022 or 2023, I can't remember. But I was just got into this like Shakespeare apprenticeship program based in Boston, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to audition this summer. So I emailed my agents and I was like, hey, don't submit me for anything. I'm going to really focus on this thing. And just so I'm not like, so my brain isn't everywhere. But then on the plane ride, the show had just come out and I watched it in one sitting. I was watching it walking in the airport and I made it to like the dorm room I was in and I like sat and finished it. And I was like, oh my God, those kids are my age. I might as well just keep it open. And so like a day later, I email my agents again and I'm like, hey, I changed my mind. Just submit me for whatever. And literally probably 3 or 4 days later, I got a breakdown for one of the roles. And I was like, oh, well, that's crazy coincidence. And I was so exhausted from we were doing like 11-hour days of Shakespeare, of like text work and movement, and we were staging like plays that we were doing. So I was like exhausted, and I kind of was like, weird universe moment. Okay, great. I have my ring light, and I have a friend that's an actor. Awesome. I'll do a tape. And I did the tape one time, and when I tell you it was such a bad audition. Like I look back and I'm like, why did I submit that? Why? But I honestly think I was so delirious and I didn't really, I was just having fun with it because it was like one of the party scenes. Um, I just ad-libbed a bit, had a red Solo cup, and I was, it was fun and it was quick. And then the next morning, I got an email from my agent saying I was sent to producers, which is just, the next step. And I saw a list of other girls' names from my agency, and I was like, oh wow, I haven't gotten this far in a while. I yeah, getting to producers is its own like, hill that I climbed. So I was like, yay. But I didn't expect anything. And I was like, oh crap, like what if I booked it? And I'm currently doing this apprenticeship program. Like I'm in Boston, they film in Wilmington, yada yada yada. And then next morning I got a call. I got the role.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, "Oh, no, what am I gonna do?" So, I was so excited. I mean, I cried. It was ridiculous. It was my first, like, actual break into TV, film, like, that was,
Wow.
like, my first, like, actual gig that wasn't a short film or a student film, or just stuff my friends and I, like, would do in college. Um, yeah, and then I got it, and then I was flying back and forth from Boston to Wilmington, during the apprenticeship, and I just, like, sat the director down, of the apprenticeship, and I was like, "Hey, so I booked this role, not good timing, but great for me. Can we make this work?" And they did, and it was amazing.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so that's the
That's
story, but mhm.
that's so incredible. Okay, what was the timeline like like between when you were in the airport walking through to the next terminal watching The Summer I Turned Pretty to then actually getting the call that you booked it?
Like, a week and a half.
God, that's
It
crazy.
was very weird, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like, some things just kind of fall into your lap. You're at the right moment, right time. I mean, it could have been, like, a few days later, and I didn't tell my agents, "Hey, actually open me up," and I wouldn't have been submitted. So,
Right.
it's weird, but it was yeah. It was
I love
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I just got chills. That's so fun. Okay, so for our audience who is like breaking into acting, they're kind of at the beginning. Can you just give them a quick definition of what sides are?
Oh, yeah. Sides are just basically a cut version of the script. I mean, like, it'll have your start and end, noted on there, usually, like, in red or black or whatever, and it's just, like, little sections of the script that producers and casting wants you to read. So, yeah.
Yeah. For your audition, right? So usually they'll send it to you like via email or
Mhm.
whatever, and that's how you get it. Um, okay, so did you have to be secretive at all when you got the role? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there are NDAs to be signed, and,
yeah.
just because the show is so big, and I did know what I was auditioning for, which was crazy, but it was more so in the 3rd season where, like, code names were used, and, I mean, I could have my phone on set because I was allowed in the green room, and I was part of the like, the cast,
Yeah.
but they were very strict about, phones and what the project was called and stuff, so, yeah,
Yeah.
just for safety purposes, and just overall, keeping the magic secret, so.
Yeah, so do you remember what your first day on set was like?
Oh, yeah, it was so great because another girl, Sarah Grace Elliott, who's also part of my agency, she booked a role too, and basically was like the 3 of us friends. It was me, Sarah, and, uh oh my gosh, what we like I haven't spoken to her in so long, but anyway, there were like three of us little girls that were like the volleyball players and like Belly and Taylor's friends. And I, like, got really close with her. We would hang out on her trailer. I had my film camera, and it was just, trying to capture those, like, small moments. I hadn't ever been in, like, a makeup chair where they were putting extensions in my hair, and you felt like a princess. It was pretty amazing. I mean, it was awesome. Yeah, and then, like, just seeing the main actors on set, and in the hair and makeup trailer, they were so cool and so nice, so humble, like, everyone was just had such great energy, the set was so cool. It was my first, like, actual experience being on like a big set like that. And it was just more than I could have asked for. So yeah, first day on set was really exhilarating and really fun. It was the hallway scene in the school of season 2. So yeah, it was fun. Lots of extras. It was a big day actually. So jumping right into it.
I
Wow.
love that.
hmm
I mean, one of the things I love so much is also like I was gonna ask like how was it in North Carolina, because they're like that's such a famous set because it's One Tree Hill, Dawson's Creek, they all filmed there.
Yeah, no, I mean, Wilmington like is slowly but surely really breaking through. I live there now. That's currently where I'm
Oh,
based,
okay.
and I love it. I love it so much. A lot of projects are indie, or lots of young and upcoming filmmakers are doing a lot of great stuff there. The There's a few more sound stages getting built, CineSpace just like completely remodeled and everything. Lots of great projects that are, you know, in the process of getting signed to work there. So Wilmington is truly up and coming. Um, I love working there. I mean, it's cozy, and it's its own like little getaway, but also it has all that energy that like Atlanta or even LA has whenever you're on those sound stages. It's pretty like amazing to find that in the South, where, other than Atlanta, which I love Atlanta, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's closer to home.
That's so
Wilmington is,
cool.
you know.
Yeah, and you're based in North Carolina, right?
I am currently. I'm about to, like, maybe moving to the city soon-ish,
Okay.
but
Yeah, yeah.
currently I'm based in Wilmington, and I moved there because of the show. Because
Oh,
I loved it so much. Like, I've been to Wilmington before on like a weekend vacation or an 8th grade field trip, but I
yeah.
didn't like truly like spend a lot of time there until I like had to film for the show, and I was like, "Oh, I could be here."
Ah.
So, yeah, after college I
Okay,
was like, "Let's go."
wow. Okay, yeah, and the reason that I ask is because, and we have so many young people that follow us that want to break in acting, and back in the day, to act, you had to be in New York, LA, even Atlanta. And I'm always trying to stress, like, you actually don't have to be in any of those places anymore. So,
No.
do you have any like masterclass moment you could kind of speak on that as far as like
Mm.
not to have say like you have to share where you lived or anything, but just like what it was like pursuing acting or how you pursued acting when you didn't live in one of those cities, which is like the norm now.
I definitely am a believer in the, like, saying of, like, you find a way or you make one. Um, Especially being in North Carolina, while there's, like, a lot of great film opportunities, it's not New York, like, where, things are out the wazoo, but you can make a career anywhere, especially where we're post-COVID. So many auditions, theater, film, TV, all of it is a lot of them are self-tapes. Most of my friends that live in New York or LA, that have agents, it's usually a self-tape first. So I really think that, I mean, I got my agent at the end of high school. I got denied by them initially. Like, I auditioned for them, didn't get it, and then I went the year. I just wasn't ready. It wasn't my time, and to just know when it's your time is also half the battle. Being at the right place at the right moment with the right person watching you, it all has to kind of align. The stars have to align. So you can be anywhere. You really can. That's kind of the beauty of it. But definitely getting in the room is like amazing. But
Yeah.
it's kind of rare nowadays. Um, so keep looking at Actors Access. Be wary of some, scams and stuff online, but you can totally audition anywhere, truly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you recommend to young people who are looking to get signed to an agency, but say that they don't live in a city where there are agents like located? Do you think that they should submit to agencies in New York and LA? Do you mention that you're a remote talent, or how would somebody go about that who doesn't live near a major city but who wants to get an agent?
I think depending on where you live, it's different because, like, my agency is a region. Like, they cover the whole Southeast, but then they also have actors that are based in New York or based in LA, and they still submit them for things in North Carolina, Georgia, Charlotte, wherever. Like, it
Yeah.
honestly depends on the agency. I think that it's totally, like, I think submitting is you can truly submit to anywhere. I think that at the end of the day, what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is look into like what each agency offers, like whether like they're specifically just New York based or like the Southeast region or Northeast region or whatever. Then you kind of get a scope of where you're going to be submitting to, what projects you're going to be submitted for. Um, yeah, that's kind of what I would say. I mean, each agency is so
That's so
different, but
good.
submit regardless. I mean, it's okay to be like a remote talent as long as you like have a place to stay. Like I
Yeah.
have crashed on my friends' couches so many times in New York or LA.
Yeah.
Connections are kind of everything. I mean, it's an
Yeah.
industry, especially at this level where everyone's talented. It's truly like who you know and like I don't
Yeah.
know. I say that I can work local to Chicago, Boston, LA, New York, and I don't live there, but I have friends who are like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Sleep on my couch, like, you're fine." So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
And girl, you have no idea how valuable this insight and this advice is to our community. So thank you so much for sharing all that.
I
I
hope
mean,
so.
it totally is. There's a lot of young people that maybe didn't have like I grew up doing acting, but I had parents that told me what to do and kind of showed me the ropes and were very supportive. But not everybody has that, and so to be able to equip people and give people young people the resources and the knowledge to do this. I mean, this is like so helpful, especially from someone like you who's in the summer I turn pretty. I mean, that's like, that's life changing for a lot of young people. So thank you for sharing that. So tell us about Katie. Who is she? How does she fit into the story of the summer I turn pretty?
Yeah, so Katie is one of the, like, kinda posse that Taylor and Belly have in their volleyball squad. So, the other friends are Evelyn, yeah, Evelyn, Taylor, Belly. Yeah, so it's a that's who Sarah Grace Elliott plays, is Evelyn. So, yeah, she's kind of like one of the all the characters are quite spunky, but, like, she is pretty, like awkward, but also, like, kinda goofy. I mean, you can definitely tell that these, like, roles, like, they're 16, 15 years old. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just so full of life and full of love for each other and just the power of, like, girlhood and sticking together, they're there for Belly and there for Taylor
Yeah.
during, all of the stuff that happens with Steven, with Taylor and everything. So, yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely have like, they're girls. They have each other's backs.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hashtag girlhood. That's what
That's
I'm
right.
hearing. I love it so much. So, what was like, I know that creating a character and doing your scene study and all the things is like it's such an intense process sometimes. So, what's just like one thing that you did to prepare to be Katie?
Mm, I honestly, I'm a big proponent of like, I love making playlists and Pinterest boards for every character I play, no matter how big or how small. I don't know, like, and I hadn't lived in Wilmington or anything, and just like the overall aesthetic of the Summer I Turned Pretty is so noticeable, and so like it is so like specific on social media. So that just kind of helped me get into the world of just like this postal vibe and just like this teen atmosphere. I hadn't been in high school for a while, so, I kind of had to go back into that. But, yeah, I think that that's kind of where I start. I'm a very visual person, so I kind of start with the overall vibe and aesthetic and feel, and, like, the music in the show is so fun and so good. Oh my gosh, the playlists are just amazing. So,
Yeah.
that's how I started. It also helps that I, like, kind of knew Sarah, and I kind of already had, like, a bit of a camaraderie with her with being in the same agency, and we kind of talked a bit before we shot and hung out a little bit, and it was great. So, yeah, and I also I me and Sarah had the opportunity to get dinner with, Rain, and she was amazing, and so it was cool to, like, hang out with some of the main cast members and, get to know them, get to ask them about the process and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that that totally helped with the character to just, get that familiarity with each other.
Yeah, and that's the most as far as like the playlists go, that is like the most popular answer across the board whenever we interview actors and actresses. And it's so cool because it's something that's so simple that anybody can do. I mean,
Yeah.
that it's such a great tool to get inside your character's head is create a playlist. And I love how you said Pinterest board because we haven't heard that one a lot. And I think that's so beautifully creative, especially for people that are like, I know I'm a visual learner, so I can only imagine like that's super helpful. So I love that. Were you team Conrad or team Jeremiah before you started? And has being a part of the project changed your perspective?
I was always team Conrad. I just am.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just, I'm sorry, there's no, that's just the right answer. For me. For me. Oh my gosh.
I think it's the right answer too. I don't know if I should say that, but I
Uh,
agree.
yeah, I'm a team Conrad stan. Every
Yeah.
TikTok edit I see, I like.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What was your experience like working with Lola?
Oh my gosh. So Lola and I actually, one of like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, we have a mutual friend. Before Lola
Oh,
got into her BFA that I think she was going to go to Carnegie Mellon. She did like like a summer workshop with one of my like best friends, Katie, which is
wow.
ironic, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I talked to Lola a bit about that and just Broadway and stuff. And the thing about Lola Tung is like I wouldn't say that like I talk to her now, but I mean being on set with her was so, I mean, she, before she left, she was like, wait, we have to get a picture. Like she's one of the people that is just you would never know that like she is as like famous as she is. Like she is such a kind heart. Like she is such a kind heart. She's so humble and just like so open to talk to anyone. She always like talked to everyone on set, background, crew, everyone. She is just such a light on set. Like yeah, it was a privilege to like watch her work, and I can't wait to see where she goes. I mean, she's killing it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, speaking of watching her work, was there anything that you learned from her on set? Whether it's something, I don't know, just kind of you just watched that you picked up, you're like, oh wow. I mean, like maybe you're like, I'm gonna take that and use that, or wow, that's such a good technique, or anything fun you learned from her?
It was honestly I mean, like, it was a mistake that she made where I learned. It was like, I think that she dropped a line and and then just called line and then someone read it and then she took a beat and kept going. Like I would have at that point probably gotten really flustered and freaked out, but I was like, oh, she handled herself with so much grace. You're gonna stutter, you're gonna mess up in some way. Like, even the stars do it. Like we're all just people telling a
Yes.
story. And so it was just cool to be like, oh, we can do that. Like, we're not going to
Yes.
get yelled at. Like, no, because I mean, it's part of the process. I mean, you're going to stutter or whatever. And I just found that to be,
Totally.
especially how young she is. I mean, she's my age, but I think she's a year younger. But I just was still like, wow, good for you. Like, that
Wow.
was so cool.
Yeah.
Also, first time
It's
on a film set.
empowering.
So I didn't really know I didn't know a lot of the lingo and I didn't know a lot of
Yeah.
like I come from a theater background specifically, so I wasn't sure like I didn't want to step
Yeah.
on toes or anything. I came like my lines were so memorized, it was ridiculous. I was like, I'm not messing up. Um, but yeah,
Yes, girl, that's amazing.
definitely learned
So
that from her.
that is so cool. I remember one time when I was doing music and I was at a Miranda Lambert concert and she forgot the lyrics for like a whole verse and she just stood there kind of like, shoot, I forgot the lyrics. And I never, and then she got them and she kept going and she made a joke of it and that was it. And that stuck with me because it's like sometimes you need to see the best of the best be human and make a little error. And it reminds you, like, oh, like this is that's kind like that TikTok trend right now. That's kind of like that's the whole point. I almost forgot that's the whole point. Like we're all just doing our best as creatives and just takes the pressure off a little bit to know, like, okay,
Yeah, yeah, the way that she held herself too. I mean, just overall, it was
yeah,
just super inspiring and super. It was cool to watch. To just watch people
yeah.
that talented work, and
Yes.
it's yeah.
It's a it sounds like it didn't phase her. She was just like, "Oh,
No,
blind," and then she just went on with it, and,
yeah.
what a cool she's so talented, and
Oh
what
my
a
god,
cool thing
yeah.
to be able to just watch her in the moment doing what she does best. I'm sure that was, like, so much fun and
It
such a
was
cool
so
experience.
cool.
Did I ever tell you? Okay, so this is like really funny. I was at Elsie Fest this past year,
Yeah.
and Lola was there. So I was like, and I had just seen Hadestown because she was in
Yeah.
it. And I went to what's it called? So I went over to her like first I was like, "Oh, Lola." And I wanted to like just say, and I felt so bad because then everyone started like running towards her and I was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And then she was like with her friend and they like ran away, but I felt so bad. It was so funny.
Oh
probably
no,
would've-
she was like,
She would have stopped and
Yeah.
had a conversation with you. She probably was like, I gotta get out of here. She was so, God, she's so
Yeah.
sweet. So sweet.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, did you get a chance to speak with Jenny Han? You mentioned, that you read the books and growing up, so I was just curious if you had a chance to speak with her about your character and what that was like.
Honestly, what's kind of funny is that Jenny Han and I both went to UNC Chapel Hill. So I actually ran into her on campus because she was giving some type of speech. And I was like, I don't know if you remember me, but and she was like, oh yeah, hey, what's up? It was so random. The universe
Oh
just
my gosh.
loved playing with me when it comes to the show because I just was like walking to class and then I see her and I was like, oh. I spoke with her the first day just to thank her because at the end of the day she checks off like she sees all the auditions and everything at the last ones that the producers see. So I just was like, thank you so much for letting me be part of this. I'm a big fan. I couldn't really say much because she's so busy. I mean, she is truly so involved in what is being shown on screen, and that was so inspiring. Like, one of my dreams is to like be in like star as like a lead or a supporting role in like a book to movie, like probably like fantasy book to movie adaptation. But to see like the authors that involved was so cool because there's so many authors that I would like. I don't know, it just seems like sometimes whenever things get adapted like that, they're kind of out of their reach, but she was so involved, and it was so cool. She was on set every day, um, always watching right with the director, so whenever I did get to speak
Wow.
to her, she was super, super sweet, so nice. Everyone was just so generous and, like, kind. I just was so anxious about
Oh,
meeting people, like, in film because Hollywood can be
yeah.
scary, but everyone was so cool. Like, it's such a chill.
Aw.
I have friends that from the crew that I still talk to and hang out with, and we did an indie film in February, I think. Yeah, February or January with some of the crew members that I met. I mean, it's just
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But I don't know if Jenny Han remembers me, but I got
Sure
to
she
see
does.
her for season 3 too. So yeah, she's great.
That's so cool. And how wild that you ran into her on campus. I mean,
I
that is
know.
so fun.
They're so funny.
Yeah, like what are I think, girl, you were meant for this show. You were born for this show. That's so fun. What was the most challenging part of working on this project besides trying to figure out, oh my gosh, how am I going to go from, I think you said Boston to North Carolina, like right away. Besides that, was there something that you found was challenging working on this project? And if so, how did you overcome that challenge?
Oh my goodness. Challenging work. Honestly, it's like this was I was very privileged that this was my first experience on like a big set like this because it was honestly so exciting and exhilarating and easy in a way. Like I wouldn't say that there was necessarily any type of like roadblocks that I truly hit. Because everyone was just so like wonderful. And the
Yeah.
process was just so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like the stars aligned for you, and it was just like one of those moments in life that was just kind of effortless. And those moments are kind of rare, especially in this industry.
100%. Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been in it since I was like in high school, like late high school, where I started to fully get into it and just realizing how rare it is for things to kind of all be great. Um, yeah, I definitely think that I was very blessed to be in such an effortless environment where it was just yeah.
It was easy. It
I
was
wish
easy. That's amazing.
Yeah, I wish I had a better answer, but that's the truth. Like it was so
No.
easy and
Yeah.
fun.
We
Yeah.
love it. We love to hear that. I feel like that's the first time anybody has ever said, like, oh, I didn't have a challenge on a project. So I love to hear it. Some things in life are just meant to be like the effortless, no brainer, really exciting, and just like 100% something, that you get to enjoy. And I
Yeah.
love that this show was that experience for you. So, do you have any tricks for memorizing lines? I know that you mentioned earlier when you were on set, you knew your lines back and front, forwards and backwards. So, do you have like a tip or trick for our audience on how you memorize lines?
Well, I'm definitely a note card girl.
Okay.
I also I got this. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's Matthew McConaughey who said this in an interview where he reads his lines in every state, like whether he just woke up in the morning or he's exhausted or he just worked out or he reads them drunk or he reads them like happy, sad, any of those like those varying places that your mind and your body and your breath is going to be, like, that's truly like how I memorize any lines. Um, First thing when I wake up, first thing when I go to bed, or last thing whenever I go to bed, while I'm working out. Yeah, I mean, literally, if I'm been crying about something, especially monologues like Shakespeare or just really long contemporary stuff, I have to read it in every place. And then you kind of find new things to put into it because, you show up different to, you know, the next, like every day is a bit different. So you bring new stuff to that. So that's that. I would say note cards for sure. If you have Quizlet still, which I do because I use it in that way, or physical note cards. But yeah, I read a script a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, and I do it at any point, even when I don't want to, because I learn stuff about myself and about the character when I don't want to, or when I want to. So yeah.
Ooh, that's amazing. Okay, we've had a lot of people give answers. I think that's my favorite, like on that topic. I think that's my favorite one I've ever heard. That's really insightful. Like you said, Matthew McConaughey, that was his
hmm
technique. That's really cool.
I watched an interview
And
with him, and I thought it was like revolutionary, and I was like, I'm gonna try
yeah,
this. So yeah.
yeah. That's so cool. And again, it's something that like anybody can do. And I love tips that any like you don't need to because cost can be a really big what would the word be? Inhibitor in this space where young people are like, oh, I don't have money for headshots or I don't have money for acting class yet. And so we always try to find the stuff that's like, okay, what is, tips that you can apply for free? Anybody can do it. So
Yeah.
that is such a cool technique and kind of sneak peek into your process. So, was there anything like really funny to happen off camera, like a fun BTS behind the scenes moment, like on set, or maybe I don't know after filming one night, or I don't know, just anything funny and fun that sticks out in your mind?
Season 3, I met a new actress that's on the show, Sophia Bryant. And every time in the green room, I mean, she just cracked me up. She was like the funniest person of all time. Like, I still think about her. Like, we would just have bits. Like, she was totally a theater kid. Like, but our bits just
Yeah.
like were so quick. But also, I met Reese, that guy with the movie camera. Do y'all know his?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reese,
On
curly hair.
TikTok.
Yes,
Yes.
Oh
he.
yeah,
Mordecai,
yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's right. That's
I
right.
met him and we and he was wearing a mask and like a hat and I like in his glasses and I like went up to him, I was like, "Are you Reese?" And I like freaked out. So that was a crazy moment too. And we kept quoting this like same TikTok. I can't remember what it was, but I ended up getting it recorded because I thought it was hilarious that we were the only people that knew it. And I was like, someone needs to
Oh my
record this
gosh.
now. And I'm such a big fan of his. Like, I think he's so cool. So I think those were,
Yeah.
yeah. Or like playing volleyball, like I'm not really a volleyball player. But I came from a family of athletes, so that's like my method
Were you guys
acting.
actually playing? Were you guys actually playing?
We would play like in between takes. Like Gavin is
Okay.
really, really into volleyball and is really good at it. So he like honestly most of the main cast plays volleyball. Like pretty sure Sean does too. Like they would just play like all the time. Um,
Wow.
Gavin played with a lot of like background actors and like a lot of them were actual like professional athletes. So like, it was really fun to watch. But like me and Sarah and Sasha would just like hit the ball around and be like, we're just
Oh, I love
we're
that.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so fun. Oh my gosh. So it sounds like you're the creative artist out of the family and you come from a family of athletes. So
Yes.
that's so fun. So and we absolutely know who Reese is. Did you post that video? Can we go through your feed and find it? The one that you did with him?
I didn't post it. I
Oh,
just got a new phone, so it's like on my old iCloud, but I can't remember what TikTok we did, but it was so funny because we both kept quoting it. It was just I just remember that was like such a fun day, and that was the day that we filmed the pizza restaurant scene.
oh yeah. Oh
Um,
my God.
yeah, and he was there, and I was like, "No way," because he was just on like a huge movie set with like one of my favorite actors. I can't remember what set it was, but he just is he's all over the place doing the coolest
He's
stuff. So,
everywhere.
Yeah.
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 Oh my gosh. Well, I hope one day you post that video. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep refreshing, girl.
I will
That's
find it for
so
you.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I wanna see it. That's so fun. Okay, we're gonna do rapid fire. So just like whatever comes to mind. Firsts and favorites.
Okay, the first time on set.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say summer.
First professional audition.
It was for Fear Street, on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it. I've been meaning to watch it.
Yeah, it's for Fear Street 1978. Well, the one that's set in the 70s or the 60s, I can't remember.
Okay, and first time you had to cry on cue, if you had to.
Ooh, that was high school. It was actually Les Mis. I played Cosette in Les Mis at a summer conservatory, and I cried on cue. I was like 16.
Obsessed. Les Mis is like my favorite show. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, can I ask, what's your secret to crying on cue? I know the audience will want to know.
Oh gosh, so it is truly one of my like biggest fears to see a script or something that's like, and then she starts crying. So it's kind of a whole process for me. I am definitely more of an inside out actor than an outside in, meaning like I tend to take things more internally and bring them to the outside instead of letting the exterior affect me, which can be dangerous if like, I'm not trying to re-traumatize myself in any way. Or relive certain things, but I essentially go with the method of how it's breath work. So whenever I just did this indie film in February, I worked with my intimacy coordinator, but she also worked with fight stuff, and I was about to go into a fight scene that ended up being a really sad death scene. And I was kind of giggly and happy, and we did a scene before that like didn't correlate at all. So I was like, I need to be centered. And essentially, she asked if she could hold my hands, because sometimes human connection helps, and it helped me. And she just was like, okay, we're just gonna sit here in silence. And she asked me where my character felt tension when she cries. Is it in her chest? Is it in her neck? Is it in her throat? Is it in her jaw, her hips, her feet? And I started to breathe, and my chest just naturally started to tighten. And then I started welling up. And she ended up playing a little bit of music to just keep that momentum going. And I wasn't reliving anything sad or scary. I was truly just focused on where that tension was. And there's also a whole practice of like, the same breathing pattern that you have whenever you laugh is actually very close to whenever you're sobbing. So some actors will physically hyperventilate like they're laughing, and then they get into, I've tried that before, and I do like that method. I tend to end up more so like sobbing with that method, but if I want silent tears where it's just very subtle, especially for film, I tend to find a place in my body that I believe that character is holding tension. And it tends to just come to me. And I'm pretty sure it's Jessica Chastain that like X is out in her scripts where it's like, oh, she starts to cry. It's like I truly believe that the text will take you there as long as you trust your process and your breath and your body. Trust that, you know what you need to do.
Wow.
The text will support you. That's what it's meant to do. So that's what helps
Yeah.
me. So yeah, I tend to X out.
Wow.
I cry. I'll find it. But Xing that
Yeah.
out helps. So
Yeah.
Is there a name for that type of method, or?
the method for like getting rid of like directions, or the laughing method.
The laughing method.
I actually have my computer right here. I'm going to tell you right now because I know this guy's name.
That's wild. I have not heard, and out of all the actors and actresses that we've asked that question to, never heard that answer before. That is very interesting.
I think it's the Abrams method. Yes.
Okay.
Abrams method. Yeah. It's
That
just
is so fascinating.
It's just something that helped me because I have been getting more so into like somatic practices when it comes to just overall health and stuff, and that your breath is everything. It truly is everything. Yeah, and just where you hold tension in your body, and the Alexander technique, truly like you become so aware of where you hold tension.
Wow.
And yeah, so it's interesting. It's kind of a science in a way, but yeah. You
Oh
kind
my
of have
gosh, I love that.
Yeah, that's at least what I do. So
You are so brilliant. I know you're gonna be big, girl. You're talking about Jessica Chastain. We're gonna see you on that level for sure. Okay, we're running out of time, but sorry, Mordecai, that was my fault. I asked the question, but I love that answer. So knock out your rapid fire. You got this.
Okay, first on-screen kiss if you had one.
It was a student film in college, and it was a really quick kiss. It was his first
Okay.
kiss too. That was funny.
First kids ever?
His first kiss, yeah. He was a freshman and I was a junior, and I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry," and he was like, "No, it's fine." He was great.
Celeb you want to work with.
Right now, probably Timothy Chalamet. I just he's like such on the uprise. Like, I mean, he's already one of the greats to me. Him or Florence Pugh. I would kill to work with Florence. Please let me
Just
play
enter
her younger
Dune
sister.
3. Yeah, Dune 3, right?
Yeah, literally. Gosh, Dune 3. Put me in Little Women Part 2 or something. I don't know.
Favorite line from a film, TV show, or stage production?
Oh my gosh. I'm probably about to get this tattooed, so it's probably going to be "You've bewitched me, body and soul," and I love you from Pride and Prejudice 2005. Uh,
Oh,
Also like the quote, like, "I love you most ardently." I became an English major because of Jane Austen and Shakespeare. So that
Oh,
movie is like, if I did my letterbox top 4, that's my number 1. Like, that's my favorite movie of all time. I just adore it.
that actually, and I was gonna say first TV show or stage production that inspired you to become an actor. Was that it?
Honestly, it probably would be Pride and Prejudice, but that was, like, later in high school. I mean, I just remember doing the Aristocats Junior when I was, like, 12, and I just kind of knew I needed to do it. Like, I knew at a young age. I was like, "Yep, this is it. There's nothing else that, like, lights a fire like that." So, yeah. I wouldn't say Aristocats specifically did that for me, but,
Just being on stage, yeah.
just being on stage, that specific production, I was like, "Yep, this is it."
one more question. So masterclass moment. If you could give one piece of advice to aspiring actors and actresses, what would it be?
One of I It's kind of a bit of an anecdote, but one of my biggest struggles as an actor now, I mean, I'm young, but um, I always feel like I'm a bit behind or that I'm never fully ready for something, but I have consistently told myself, "Start anyway. Start now, make this the thing that, like, you determine what your success looks like and what that means, but, start in any way that you can, whether that's classes, whether that's, I don't know, working out or reading more, going to museums, going to see more plays, community theater, directing, writing, any of it, just start." 'Cause a lot of times we are up here and dreaming about it and not doing it. It takes a lot of grit to be in this industry because about 90% of the time you're unemployed and you're working your butt off. You are, and you just have to start. Consistency is key.
So good. Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that. And where can our audience find you online and go support you and follow you?
Oh, yeah, my Instagram, I guess, is at Logan M. Kelly with 2 Y's. So, yeah.
I love it. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Honestly, I'm very inspired by you. I know that we both are, and I feel like I love what you said, this last piece of advice of you're not behind. I feel like at least for someone who also grew up in this industry, I know that I always felt behind, and looking back, oh my gosh. Whoever's listening to this, you are just getting started. You are not behind. You are right on time. That advice was gold because everybody's timeline is different. And also, like, I hope that this also goes to prove, like, look, you were in the airport watching Summer I Turned Pretty on your phone, and a week and a half later, you got the call that you booked it.
Yeah.
Everybody's timing is different, but everybody's timing can be just as great and brilliant and divine, and you just have to go for it, and you truly are never behind because there are so many greats too that have started later in life, and it really is never too late. So I love that you said that because I feel like that is a struggle, especially like when you're young, and a lot of young people want to just go after it and they don't have the means or the opportunity, and so they put pressure on themselves. And so I love that you said that, and thank you so much for just allowing us your time. Our audience is going to be so excited to listen to this and watch this, and also to just cheer you on when we see the Summer I Turn Pretty season 3. We're so excited. So thank you to everybody for listening. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe to the Young Entertainment Podcast. Watch us on YouTube and stream the podcast anywhere that you stream your podcast. And don't forget to check out the link in our bio on Instagram, where you can download our How to Get an Agent guide. Thank you so much, Logan Kelly, for joining us, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you.